Your new music picks for fall of 2021 have arrived. Hey everyone, Cadaver Kelly here. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm an underground music journalist with a focus in post-punk, wave, death rock, goth rock, synth pop, and dark punk. In this video, I'm going to be covering my picks for new music releases from fall of 2021. This will include September through November of 21. This list only includes albums and EPs. It does not include singles. I will be covering both goth music and other types of dark alternative music like synth pop, shoegaze, and industrial. As always, I will leave a link in the description to a list of these releases on Bandcamp. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. We will start with September of 2021. On September 1st, Russian cold wave artist Zagovor released a 4-track EP called Vish. This EP has a very synthy, atmospheric darkwave sound to it. On September 3rd, Chicago-based darkwave and electronic duo Wingtips released a 9-track album called Cutting Room Floor. I would recommend Wingtips to anyone who likes upbeat, synthy dance music. I got the chance to see Wingtips live back in 2019, and it was one of the most impressive live performances I have ever seen, and I have seen a lot of bands play live. On September 16th, UK-based darkwave artist The Secret Experiment released a 6-track album called Lamina. The Secret Experiment put out a ton of material on Bandcamp in the latter half of 2021, so this is the first of 3 different releases I'll mention in this video. On September 17th, Baltimore-based Australian post-punk duo Smoke Bellow released a 9-track album called Open for Business. This is not a goth album or really even a dark album. This is more of an experimental, psychedelic kind of post-punk, but I'm into that kind of music, so if you are too, or if you're just looking to branch out into something a little bit different, check this one out. On September 24th, Belgian dark electronic duo Sunn released a 6-track album called Body Electric. I wouldn't call this album goth, it's in the electronic realm, but it's very dark, so if you like dark electronic dance music, check it out. I have a lot of releases to share for October of 2021. On October 1st, Canadian post-punk band Actors released a 10-track album called Acts of Worship. Actors is one of my favorite modern post-punk bands. They are very innovative. I've seen them live a number of times and they always put on a great show. I love this album. It's not exactly goth, more on the goth adjacent side, but Actors is well loved by the goth community. I recommend that everyone check this one out. Also on October 1st, legendary ethereal artist Black Tape for a Blue Girl released an 8-track album called The Cleft Serpent. Black Tape for a Blue Girl is the project of Sam Rosenthal of Project Records. This album is of the ethereal neoclassical variety, so if you're into that kind of stuff, check it out. On October 8th, Pittsburgh-based industrial artist LILAC Webb released a 5-track demo called Let's All Love. I'm very picky when it comes to industrial, but LILAC Webb is a really creative, independent artist and local to my city, so bonus points. So if you're into industrial, go check this one out. On October 9th, New York-based shoegaze artist The Final Sound released an 8-track album called Automata Theory. This album incorporates a lot of beautiful first wave style post-punk guitaring, so if you like that style, this one's for you. On October 11th, Italian darkwave band Chemical Waves released a 7-track EP called White Wall. I would recommend this to fans of 90s and early 2000s darkwave. Second release from The Secret Experiment. This one was released on October 17th, and it's a 6-track album called Cold Light. On October 18th, Brazilian goth rock band Plastique Noir released a 10-track album called Escuros. If you're into 2000s goth rock, give this one a listen. I have 4 releases to cover for October 22nd. First up, Sacramento-based darkwave band Creux released an 8-track album called Goodbye Divine. I love Creux. This album is beautiful modern darkwave, and if you ever get a chance to see them live, I highly recommend it because their performance is great. Also on October 22nd, Swedish darkwave duo Pink Milk released a 12-track album called Ultraviolet. I cannot recommend this album enough. It reminded me a bit of Cocteau Twins, so I loved it. Also on October 22nd, Detroit-based darkwave duo VAZUM released a 12-track album called Unrated V. I would recommend this to fans of 90s darkwave, also fans of London After Midnight. Last one for October 22nd, Belgian shoegaze band Slow Crush released a 10-track album called Hush. This one is very dreamlike ethereal shoegaze. On October 26th, Philadelphia-based post-punk band The Ire released a 4-track EP called CS. I got to see The Ire live in 2019, and it was a really impressive performance, so if you're into first wave post-punk, please check them out. On October 27th, dark ethereal artist Ships in the Night released a 10-track album called Latent Powers. This is really beautiful and flowing ethereal wave. If you're into the more ethereal side of music, I can't recommend Ships in the Night enough. On October 31st, Scranton-based goth band Prophet Isaiah released a 9-track album called Nilbog. This album has elements of goth, post-punk, darkwave, and some more experimental sounds. On to November of 2021. We will start with the third release from The Secret Experiment. This one was on November 3rd, and it's a 6-track album called Delta. On November 5th, Netherlands-based darkwave duo Palais Ideal released a 12-track album called Negative Space. This is just a solid darkwave album for all the darkwave lovers out there. Also on November 5th, Vancouver-based post-punk band Spectres released a 12-track album called Hindsight. This band isn't goth, I'd call this loosely goth adjacent, so if you're a big post-punk fan, check it out. On November 11th, California-based darkwave and new wave band Vandal Moon released a 10-track album called Wild Insane. If you're a big fan of 80s new wave, give Vandal Moon a try. Second release from TRAITRS. On November 19th, they put out an 11-track album called Horses in the Abattoir. Like the last release I covered from TRAITRS, this is some beautiful post-punk based darkwave. On November 26th, Italian darkwave duo IAMNOONE released a 12-track album called Dead Season. This one is synth-heavy goth darkwave. On November 28th, Chilean darkwave duo Diavol Strâin released a 12-track album called Elegía del Olvido, Elegía del Horror. Diavol Strâin is a fantastic goth darkwave duo, and they put on an amazing live performance. So there you have it, folks, your new music picks for fall of 2021. I will make another one of these videos to cover December through February for the winter. That video should come out sometime in March or April. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.